Hello, everyone. I am Tacet, and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom, Week 20, Day 1. So today, of course, we got ourselves some brown Tower of Doom. We're also going to be getting some spoilers for version 4.9 very soon. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go over it tonight, but since I haven't done the video yet, we can go over some during the weekly video, as well as tomorrow night. Tomorrow's stream will go over it. For all we know, we could have the patch by then, too. It is very common that they do patches on Tuesdays, as they normally do. It's not always Tuesday, but it's the most common day that they push out a patch. And tomorrow's a Tuesday, and they're going over tomorrow, or today, I mean. So that means it could theoretically be tomorrow. However, it is most likely to be next week's Tuesday. If I was to place a date that is most likely for it to occur, next week's Tuesday is probably the time. However, you never know. Any day from literally tonight to like 2 Tuesdays from now, or 2 weeks from now, 2 weeks and a day from now. Anytime within that time frame, we are likely to get version 4.9, and we'll know quite a bit about it after tonight. Actually, we'll know pretty much everything about it after tonight, and we'll be going over all that very soon. Other than that, let's get into things. Obviously, a little bit later, slightly overslept in combination with YouTube. YouTube just completely updated their back end. I'm pretty sure you didn't see anything on the front end of YouTube if you just use YouTube normally, but they did a gigantic overhaul of the classic version of the back end of YouTube today. So yeah, that was awful. So that was extremely hard to navigate. Otherwise, I would have been up like 20 minutes earlier. But they changed like everything on the back end so much that it's really annoying. I need to learn it. I'll need to look at it before tomorrow night's stream or something, because they completely overhauled it. Well, there's still one part left. Like the actual streaming part, like the kind of like setup for it's kind of still the same, but that's going to be getting rid of soon too. So I should probably go learn the newer format and see what on earth is up with it, because gosh, they overhauled so much today. Some of this was kind of already in place in the past, but I was always just using the classic version. But then they're like, oh, let's just demolish the classic version today. And of course, there was no heads up or anything on that. So good job, YouTube. Very good as always. Anyways, in other news, let's go do and start getting into this event. So, I'm not going to claim this yet, but of course, I want to save it for the event video. But of course, any of the tokens that you had from last week, as I mentioned, become seasons. So we end up getting, as I mentioned, 1 medal of seasons, 2 badges of seasons, and 1 token of season. And however many you have of each of those gets converted into, of course, seasons. However many of you had that 1 magic boosting thing. So all that is now seasons. So that's a thing. Other than that, we have Brown Tower of Doom, and with it, a pretty decent weapon. This tier weapon is the second best type of Doom weapon. I personally don't care for them, though they are the second best and still worth considering. And we'll buy up to that point right over here, this weapon right here, so we can go show it real quick. I'm not going to be upgrading it personally, but I am going to get it because collection purposes. Obviously, we have every weapon in the game, so definitely want to go and get that real quick with our 500. Let's see, can we get a mythic again? I got a mythic on Friday when I got the Queen of Sin off the thing. Unfortunately, no mythic, though we didn't get nearly as many drops, obviously, since we only spent 500 to get to the weapon. But yeah, the weapon's not that bad. If we go over to it real quick, go over to upgradable, it's not bad at all. We'll go over here, upgradable. So as far as what this brown weapon does, it's very similar to the yellow variant that we got from the other week, of course. Both of which I haven't upgraded just because I'm still holding out for a better series of weapon, but these are the second best as far as Doom weapons are concerned. Best being obviously the full AoE weapons that convert to Doom Skulls, these being the second best. Deals heavy splash damage to a target, and then to 75% to the 2 adjacents, of course, because that's what heavy splash damage does. Gains 4 additional damage per tempering, which means a total of 60 potential damage. 20 of it would be, or 40 of it would be off the full tempering, and then a 20/20 would be off of it from the 2 adjacents for total potential of 80 additional damage from having it fully tempered. Did I say 60? I meant 80. But yeah, it'd be 80 total additional damage, assuming that it's hitting 3 targets. And then it gets to stun all brown enemies and cleanse all brown allies, so really good on full brown teams. It also gets to, which of course this is Brown Tower of Doom. And then it gets to explode 4 gems, and if the enemy has a Doom, explode 3 more for a potential of 7 explosions, but 4 explosions still gets the board cleared a little bit. As far as perks that it has, ends up gaining a gain 4 armor every cast, stun the first enemy every cast, which is actually decent. Deals some damage to a random enemy, which splashes for like 1 damage, which isn't really much. Create a brown storm, which is pretty useful, and then drain 2 mana from all brown enemies. Overall, nothing too insane. Brown storm and silence being the more noteworthy things that ends up getting. Overall, it's not that bad of a weapon. Not the best, not the worst. Definitely above average as far as weapons are concerned. I'm personally not upgrading it just because I'm holding out for another 6 Doom weapons in case we do get another 6. If it turns out we're not getting any more Doom weapons being added to the game, and the current 4 different sets that we have right now are the only 4 that will ever exist, assuming they don't get any rebalance, this would be the second best to consider upgrading. However, there's another thing to factor in. These weapons types could get rebalanced into the future. They said they would and never did. Like, for example, they were going to rebuff, or they were going to buff up the healing ones and stuff like that. They never got around to it. There's a possibility they still will, so I'm still holding out all my scrolls just in case they do make some of them better, and for all we know, this could be the worst of the 4 weapons by the time they buff them. As it currently stands, the second best, and obviously the only ones you do currently upgrade are these 6 Doom weapons that convert to Doom Skulls, none of which will recycle through the event. You have to get them from Soulforge when they come out through their respective kingdoms. But it's not a bad weapon. Definitely worth considering if you really do want to use it. But overall, I will be skipping on it personally. Anyways, let's go and mess with Tower of Doom. So I haven't even started yet. I did make up some teams, of course, for the soon-to-be video. But we got ourselves the normal rooms. Of course, communicate with your guild what the rooms are. As always, you can do it however you want. My guild does it with capital H for heroism, capital L for luck, lowercase h for haste, a capitalized F for fireball, and if it has nothing next to it, this just means it's the unlock scroll, which you could use a U if you really want to, but it's kind of just implied that's a thing. We also place it in order of all the other rooms that you'd want to do, and then the unlock room last. I would advise doing it this way when reporting it to your guild. The main reason why you want to do it this way is mostly because it will tell you, it'll make sure you don't accidentally do the final room. When you have, also the Cookie, thank you for posting all these. I know some other people were doing it when it was first reset time, but thank you, Cookie, for being on top of all that. But greatly appreciated. But you generally want to put it this way, because if you accidentally do the unlock room first, it won't mean you automatically go do the final room, but it might make it so you accidentally go do the final room. So if you make sure the unlock thing is the last thing you take, you'll know that you've taken all the other good loot from the room or from the floor before you move on. So it is always advised to do that last. So that's why we have it in this order. And we have the greater things just to make sure that, you know, it shows that the leftward one is greater. The greater sign. You can obviously do anything to divide it, but I just find that works best. That's what my guild has been doing personally. Anyways, let me go build my team. Or not build my team, but copy my team, I should say. But then again, maybe build my team, because all 3 of these teams are actually not meant for super low level. These are meant by rarity of troops, not necessarily where we would use them, as I normally do. So this is obviously our Ketris team that we would normally use. Here's like a mid-range skull spam with a lot of safety precautions. And here's a low-level team with a lot of safety precautions, kind of centered around Mang and a lot of disable. You got your mana drain, you got your entangle, you got your mana accumulation, you got your barrier. Basically everything you need to not die ends up working out. Have a nut-free cookie. Those are the best types of cookies, and the only types of cookies I can actually have. Anyways, let me go build a cheap brown team, because I currently don't have anything set up that's cheap for the lower range. By cheap, I mean, you know, able to kill low-level stuff quickly. Because obviously we can use this for later on. However, it will not work that well at lower level range. So let's go make a 4th team, which I guess I'll mention in the video too, might as well. But anyways, go to guild, go to Tower of Doom, and I guess we'll just make a team from scratch. What team battle do we have, just to make sure I don't accidentally do the wrong one? We got a 2, a 3, and a 4. I'm probably going to be skipping haste again, just because I tend to do that, just because if you buy tier 4, you actually don't need haste to get to the end. So I personally will be skipping over them. Of course, you can end up doing them if you want to go and try for... Actually, what would you really be trying for? Well, I guess the guy in a leaderboard, but I don't know, leaderboard just seems so pointless, because generally it's only a difference between like 15 gems at max and 1 Doom at max, and that amount of point difference, or, you know, that amount of point difference relative to reward is super, super small compared to the amount of time that you'd spend on it. You'd be better off doing like 10 treasure hunt, and you'd get more loot from that, even less than 10 treasure hunt. But anyways, let's go do 3 and 4 then. 3 for power and 4 for the moving on. Before we do, gotta go make our team then. So I am gonna go make a Mountain Crusher quick kill team then for this lower level range, which I should probably mention in the video too, just for the initial battles. I'll probably make it mid range then. I don't know, if we can get a good mythic in it, I probably should. But let's see, what's a good brown for quick 4 times kill? The Doom weapon now. Though theoretically it would be. I'll guess we'll check mythic options. I'm looking for a something I can. Oh, Guard's Avatar. Oh! I know what we could use. Doesn't he use brown? I know what we could use. We can use the other Rowan team. Why is it not giving me? Wait, Sir Gawain not brown? Fail. What color was Sir Gawain again? Oh no, he wasn't brown. I thought he was. Hold up. What color was Sir Gawain? I thought he was brown something. Apparently not. Maybe it was blue yellow. Let's see. No, wait, no, not Gawain. What's his name? Glenn. Glenn? Glenn? How do you spell? Oh, gosh. 50% night. Let's see. What was, or human? Or, yeah, it was night. Night. Where on earth is it? Why do I forget his name? It was Sir, I knew I'd forget his name. I even said this when he first came out. It's, Sir Quentin. I knew you were brown. Why are you hiding from us, Quentin? Why you gotta hide like that? But yeah, I'm just gonna make a quick guards avatar team then. Since we can run that for lower level range and actually kills everything. Anyways, Sir Quentin. A little bit more towards the expensive side because it does use guard. However, guard is the only mythic of White Helm, so if you wanted to get White Helm upgraded, you would need a guard. Anyways, what room were we doing again? We're doing room number 3, then 4. So we'll take this one, get a Gawain in there. I mean, a Quentin. Gosh, I will always get his name wrong. Sir Quentin. Guard. Guard, I know you're in here. You have, like, a double weird letter, don't you? Guard. Why it is a double A? Why on earth is guard double A now? I almost forgot about that change that they made a little while back. For lore reasons. And now we just need a mana generator. Unfortunately, we can't cockatrice mana generate, though we could. We just have to put it in front of guard's avatar. What's a quick empower underneath this color? Do we have any empower into yellow? No, you do blue. And that's it. So, no, we do not have empower into yellow then. Let's see. We could use a converter. We could use cockatrice. I'm just probably leaning towards cockatrice at this point, probably. Cockatrice is just a nice, standard, good thing that is extremely low rarity. We'll go with this, and then we'll go with our banner of a bunch of brown, and probably yellow, if something works out that way. And it does. Good. +2 brown, +1 yellow. That's a total of +2 brown, +2 yellow, since we have a +1 off the other thing. And since it's a lower level range, I can literally just use whatever and gain some free XP towards it. So, let's go use Doomsayer, because why not? And I don't think I have anything annoying set up on him, so we can just run him as is and be good to go. Okay, we'll just run it that way. So, let's get into this then. Let's get into this. Actually, it might be a little bit slower with Doomsayer, but I think it'll be fine for how much free XP we'll get towards him. I need to get it leveled. Anyways, hello everyone! I didn't even say all of my hellos yet. Hello, hope all of you have been having a wonderful day. Hello, Mark Swellerin. Hello, Steve. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Scout. Hello, Tyranny. Hello, DeCrail. Hello, Dan. Let's see. Dan. I mentioned what it was earlier. YouTube changed their backend, and I would have gotten up a lot earlier if it wasn't for that. But yeah, YouTube completely changed their backend today, as far as like the backend of YouTube. And it completely threw me off because I'm not used to navigating through it. I do definitely need to learn it. It's quite a bit different than normal. On the normal end of YouTube, it probably doesn't look any different. But the backend got a gigantic update today. Or forced update. It makes it so you can't use the classic version anymore, which was my preferred version of it. But now they made a forced update that makes it so you have to use the newer version of it. Hello, Zex! Hello, Simpleman! Let's see. Do a spoiler stream before Salty? I can't. We didn't even have a beta. Plus, I wouldn't even be allowed to. But we didn't even get to beta test this version. This version was done without beta testing. So expect bugs. No, just kidding. But this version wasn't beta tested. The next version probably will be. Like the 4.95, or if it happens to be 5.0, we're getting obviously pretty close numerically to it. It was planned to happen this summer, but no, this current patch is not getting beta tested at all, so I have no clue. I don't know as much, or I know as much as you guys do. So in an hour, we'll both learn what on earth next patch is like, as far as exact details, and then tomorrow I'll go over, as well as in the normal weekly video. Because, of course, since now it'll be past that time of them going over it, we'll be able to go over in the weekly video very quick. Just kind of briefly going over, like, the points of what they're adding. Anyways, hello, Cookie! Hello, Liz! Hello, Scout! Hello, who haven't I said hello to? Hello, Gustavo! Hello, Ordrox! Hello, Foro! Hello, Jellybean! Hello, other Dan? Is that a different Dan? Might be same Dan. Hello, Dinosaur Girl! Hello, Braddy! Hello, Nels! And hello, everyone else! Welcome, welcome. Okay, so... let's get into things. So we'll take our brown. That'll give us Mountain. We then cast Mountain. We then Mana Drain if that doesn't have full mana. And then we just destroy their entire team in one cast. Rinse, repeat, go. And this we do until it stops working. And then once it stops working, we use a real team. This is obviously not a real team. We're just using it for quick kill on these lower level ranges. This thing would fall off by like floor 100, if not earlier, depending on what your stats are. And of course, you want to use pure armor when you're using it. Okay, so what do we need here? We'll take that over for now. We'll grab ourselves a, I'll take that for now. Also, you don't have to use pure brown weapon, by the way. You can use any color weapon. I'm just using a pure brown weapon because why not? And it kind of works for mana accumulation. A little bit slower, given that we're using something that doesn't have half mana start, but we get free XP towards it, so it's worth it. It is worth it. Okay, those are the only 2 rooms we needed, right? We have the, we have haste, but, we're skipping all haste like we normally do. They're worth considering. Especially if you're buying a smaller amount of packs. Like, if you're buying 0 packs or only 1 or 2 packs, you definitely want to consider it. But if you're buying up to 4, you're generally not going to need it if you're just doing your normal guild minimum requirements. And from doing 4, you'll have enough battles without having to do all the haste. And it will also give you the Doom Weapon. It costs 500 gems, but you get a few things out of it. You get the Doom Weapon, you get a few card drops, and you get enough that you don't need to take necessarily the hastes, while still taking every other useful room. Okay, next we got another power. Nice. We're getting a lot of powers. That's good to see because that means we have a lot more stats than normal. So we can go do 2 and 4. So both the top 2 ones we'll go do. Obviously 2 first then. Good evening, Joseph. Welcome. And hello, David. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Tower of Doom, pretty much the same normal thing that's always is. You just have a single color restriction. You're allowed to use any color weapon you want. And it's kind of like Delves in a way. It's kind of like a weird combination of Delves and almost Guild Wars, because you use very similar teams to Guild Wars, just the upscale. I shouldn't say very similar. For the lower level range, you kind of can. But for a higher level range, you need to make sure you use upscaling things like Mang, like things that have good boost ratio based on some kind of stat that you can get a lot of due to some kind of other weapon, or anything that can boost ratio off of their stats in general. Mostly because, or something that has like instant kills or things that are really effective against any amount of stats. For example, Cockatrice or Barrier, like things like Entangle, Mana Drain, Barrier, stuff like that. Really good upscaling options because it doesn't care what number they are, it'll do a full disable. Doesn't matter how much damage they can do off their ability or how much mana they have. Mana Drain will Mana Drain them. Doesn't matter how much skull damage they have. Entangle will bring them down to 0. Of course, these all assuming they don't have immune. And in Barrier, it'll protect against 1 instance of damage, regardless of if it's hitting you for a 1000 damage. Though instant kill does hit through it now. Though there isn't that much instant kill, and Deathmark the only instant kill that does not hit through Barrier in the current state of the game, which makes Deathmark even worse. There was another way to make Doomsayer even worse than it already is. Deathmark is quite literally the only instant kill in the game that does not hit through Barrier. They made an update several months ago where instant kill now breaks through Barrier. However, Deathmark is the only version of it where it does not do that. I'm not sure if that's an oversight or what, but yeah, Deathmark's the only instant kill in the entire game. Oh, well, actually, no, even Barrier hits through. I mean, even Devour hits through Barrier now, doesn't it? Pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure quite literally the only one in the game that doesn't do it anymore now is Deathmark. Yeah, but Deathmark has been needing a buff for a while. It's been very bad ever since they made it from a 0-turn delay to a 1-turn delay. A 0-turn delay was too powerful, but 1-turn delay with no other modifications to it is way too weak. Because they didn't even really rebalance anything when they did do that nerf. They just were like, oh, let's just nerf it and then just leave everything as is, without like readjusting it further. we could slightly spam her with buff the Deathmark. It won't really do anything though, especially since our focus will be on doing the preview stream. Because unlike normal, when she's normally behind the camera and not really going over it, or if she is, she's doing it with someone else. She's going to have to solo it this time. She'll be the only dev because she's just streaming it from her home, I'm pretty sure. I think Osball's going to be in chat, but you know, the only person on screen is going to be Salty because she's doing it from her home due to social isolation because of virus and all that. So yeah, it's just going to be her. Yeah, I think it's going to be the first preview stream ever where it's just her going over it. So her entire focus is obviously going to be on that, and we'll ignore everything else. Which also means don't ask her any questions during it because she will probably be busy previewing stuffs. There we go, level 77 Doomsayer, and that's why we're using it. Free XP towards our hero class, might as well. Always great to try to sneak in that free XP when you can. That's going to be great once we don't have to do that anymore, and I'm getting very close to that point, especially now that we're likely not to be getting any other hero classes in the future. And as Scott mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. It ends up helping out a lot, especially for the event videos and any other guide videos that we normally do, but even just on anything. Ends up helping a lot for YouTube exposure. And yeah, YouTube ad revenue has been like nearly 0. Not exactly 0, but it's gone down by more than half in the last month or so due to coronavirus. Let's see, purple to yellow. Does that even have alignment? And then green to skulls. No. So what we can easily just go do is just clear the whole board and then disable it or skull it at this point. Might as well just kill it with a skull. I don't know. Last I heard, Salty wasn't going to have anyone on. Osball was going to be in chat, but I don't think anyone else was going to be there. They would literally have to go to our house. Which is probably against social isolation guidelines in our area. Because I know her area, I believe, is a lot more strict on it than mine. Let's see. Not that mine doesn't have like strict precautions, but it's probably a lot more lenient overall. Because people are still technically allowed on the street, even though a lot of places are still closed other than essential businesses. Yeah, Stripe will be on scene. Oh, you said Stripe. I thought you said something completely different. I completely misread that just by glancing over it real quick. But yeah, Stripes will definitely make a guest appearance, most likely, and help her with this stream. Her emotional support animal. That's not actually what it is, but it probably is. Indirectly, it is. Especially since she's such an extroverted person. She's probably talking her dog to death. I almost feel bad for that dog. It is probably being talked to like every minute of every day. Let's see. We got a 2 and a 5. Also, everyone always talks to dogs weirdly. I never understood that. Like why people use like that weird voice whenever they talk to like dogs. Let's see. We'll go for a Mountain Crusher. We'll grab a Guard's Avatar and Dead. And what was the other room? We got a 2, we got a 5. 2 is far. But gosh, we got so many power this week. I need to go see how many stats we're getting. I don't know. I never talk to my cats weirdly. I talk to them normally. What do we grab there? Take that for now. Unfortunately, we're at the point where that doesn't kill anymore. However, this does do damage to 2 enemies, so we'll just do that. Even if it doesn't have alignment, it's enough to kill actually. That's lower level range. And I said this would probably fall off by about 100. It looks like it's almost already falling off, and we're only at floor 5. Gosh, it should last till about 10. If nothing else, we can still double cast and get stuff in for value. This was the last floor we needed for now, right? I believe so. We're at 5. Yeah, we take that, and then we move on. And then should be good to go. And I don't think we need to revamp anything yet. Of course, if we need to, we could always get rid of hero class for a natural good hero class. Obviously, we're just using this for EXP. It does not actually synergize with the team. If we want synergy, we'd probably go with like Titan or something similar. Maybe even Knight hero class. No, just kidding. Though theoretically, you could get away with using Knight hero class on this team. It would have half mana start. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should. We still need Knight EXP. It would work a little bit better than what we're doing now, because it would have half mana start. You know what? We're going to use Knight instead of Doomsayer right now. We can need a level on Doomsayer anyways. It's still going to level up a hero class while not being as bad as Doomsayer is in this current situation. So we'll definitely go for that Lucky, which is on 5, and then we go for 2. So 5 and 2. So we take this one and then the one in the top left. So you know what? We actually are going to switch to Knight hero class, which is arguably the worst hero class in the entire game. So we're switching from one really bad hero class to another really bad hero. Oh wait, we already maxed out Knight. Never mind, I lied. We're not switching to Knight. I completely forgot we got 100 on it because it was at 18 stars, and I was like, we need to go get level 100 on this thing because it could get a random troops at some point. And yeah, unfortunately, we can't use that now for a pure Knight team because we already have that maxed. So we got to use a hero class that isn't maxed. And that should be matched. We just throw this down, and then the double poke will kill, and then you're dead. And XP on. The best thing to be using in this situation would be something like Titan or something. Like if we were using Titan or something similar, would probably be the best way to go about it. Mostly because Titan would have herself a barrier on Brown, a Brown Storm, and better mana accumulation overall. So it'd probably be better if we went down the Titan route, but obviously we have max Titan, so we're not doing that yet. Though we obviously will be for the later battles. It's just for earlier battles, it's more efficient just to, or not more efficient, but more resource efficient, I should say, to use a hero class that we need levels on. Because these battles go relatively quick, even with a improper hero class. And you'll get EXP towards that improper hero class that you're using. In this case, Doomsayer. Okay, and keep moving forward. Now the stream came back. Wait, is the stream still dead? Should be up. Refresh. It should be up. I don't know, is it still down for anyone? Well, obviously you wouldn't be able to hear me. But I should say the inverse of that. Is it up for anyone? It should be. It died for a second there, as YouTube has been quite a bit lately. Okay, it's up. That's what I thought. It did go down for a moment, though. We'll take it. We'll grab some yellow for now. I need another guard's avatar so we can go finish this battle. Take whatever mana we can that will end up feeding towards that goal. And let's see, what else do we need? We'll grab that for now. Just need a little bit more mana there. We'll just grab that and cascade it. And then just kill it out with that nice little AoE and we're good to go. Maybe having classes to level is the dev's way of balancing Titan. Haha. Well, we're going to have them all max soon, or I am anyways. I think we're about 100 hours or so away. And I keep saying that like almost every single month because new hero classes keep coming in and that's about how much I farm. So it keeps like staying at the same static amount as far as how much I need to farm. However, now that we're not getting any new hero classes anytime soon, we might finally get to the point where we actually get above that curve. Because assuming we're not getting another hero class or some kind of hero class related leveling thing that will be implemented in version 4.9, assuming that does not occur, we will have, which it might, you never know, it might happen. We'll find out tonight in about 45 minutes from now or so, or maybe a little bit later. Obviously, we won't know the exact second the stream starts, but we might know that later tonight. But as it currently stands, in the current state of the game of which we know, there isn't anything that will make hero classes more grindy currently. Of course, that could change for all we know. It probably will change, but we'll find out soon. Yeah, there's a potential class rework in 5.0, potentially even 4.9, but we'll find out tonight. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. No, just kidding. I actually have no clue if it's happening or not. We do know that it's likely to happen, though this patch is probably not the patch that it happens, but it could be. They have made mention of it. Let's see. We'll take that for now. Throw a mountain. Oh, I should take another skull. Not like it really matters, but he does have... actually, he's a skull reduction, so yeah, I guess it really doesn't really matter that much. So we'll go for that. We'll get a good guard avatar in there. We can then get a convert onto something, hopefully. We'll just go for that for now. Do we have a landing alignment? What do you convert purple into? Or, I mean, purple to yellow, right? Yeah. It was the purple that I was wondering if it was actually the color or not. So we can get a mana drain here. I'm actually going to do that for once. Feels like we're not using cockatrice, like, barely at all. But I do want to get one in there right now. Unfortunately, that does give him so much value. But let's go and try getting a convert here. Do we actually have alignment? No. Is it worth it? Probably. So we'll go to that. He gets a resummon there, of course, which is a bit annoying, but we already knew that would happen. Do we have any kind of drop that would kind of work here? We have yellow to brown and hope for brown sky. We didn't get brown sky, though. We can get a pretty beefy mana drain in there, so I will go to that. That then accesses us to guard's avatar, so we can get a pretty big guard's avatar in there then. Should probably taken brown. We would have had full mana if I would have taken that instead, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, we'd still be 1 mana off because we have a +1 for it right now. Not that big a deal. Let's go throw a mountain, and that should almost be full mana. And even if it's not, we just go poke him with this, and that will unfortunately not kill, but it gives us an extra turn to the point where we just kill it with that. There we go. Yeah, there is a potential we get faction classes. I don't think we will, but it is within the realm of possibility. What seems most likely is they'll add some kind of other more grind onto already existing hero classes, rather than adding more hero classes. They'll probably add like a whole new layer of grinding onto hero classes instead, is the most likely thing that will occur. However, that has yet to be confirmed, but I feel like that would be the more likely thing that would happen to them. Hello, Bushka! Welcome! We'll go for that. Why, is there still a coming soon button? I think that coming soon button might always be there, even if there's not a new one coming soon. I think it's just a default that they forgot to get rid of. Because it just always shows it regardless of one's coming. It's probably coded in the game as if it's like a hero class, but it's not actually one. It does, they just keep there constantly. Because they knew they would keep adding hero classes. Hero classes go to level 200. No. No. They'll probably add some kind of different thing that has a resource sink attached to it. Is the most likely thing that would occur. Like some kind, almost like how they added traits, like the whole trait system, where you had to level to 100. But yeah, I'll go check it real quick. We'll go look at it. Let's finish this battle. I should have taken those yellows. Whoops. Could have had a mana drain already. Well, not too big a deal. Get that out. What do we still need? We'll have it next turn. Gosh, we just kill off Explosion at this point. Or here, have Sir Gawain. I mean, I keep calling him Sir Gawain. Sir Quentin! Sir Quentin's his name. Sir Gawain's the one that does the summon and creates a bunch of brown and blue. Which isn't bad, but he's very situational. Anyways, let me go see what's in the troop menu or the thing. Also, we got Tribute. Let's go grab that. Gotta repair those gems after last Friday. Gosh. Let's see. That's not where you check classes. That's used to be where you did. No, there's no coming soon button. Why? What else did you want to show? But yeah, there's no coming soon button anymore, actually. Which means no more hero classes, most likely. But yeah, the coming soon button that has been here for forever, since the very first hero class was ever added, has actually been removed. I didn't even notice that as of last Friday. But yeah, there isn't even a coming soon button anymore. Yeah, it has been removed for the first time ever since hero classes have existed. That actually happened last Friday, most likely. Unless they forgot to and did it in a little mini update today. But yeah, there's no upcoming soon. So that's pretty much what we already knew, that no more hero classes would be coming. Which is likely still to be the case. I still need to go do dailies. But before we do, let's keep going with Tower of Doom. Let's see. Is that the last rooms we need? I believe so. We're on 8, so we took a 5 and a 3. That's another thing I meant to go check. How much power do we have? Gosh, the stats are actually pretty decent. Where are we? We're all the way at the bottom. Oh, no, we aren't. We're actually dead center. Ha! Right in dead center. As dead center gets for our guild. So we'll be getting up there. Kaki and Azala carrying us right now. Congratulations. Greatly appreciated. Actually, we're almost done with the event, too. Tower of Doom does seem to get done a little bit easier than quite a few other events. Mostly if you're really coordinated and you have all the rooms kind of determined. I feel like Tower of Doom is one of the easiest events to get completed. So when this becomes a weekend event, we could probably get it done almost on day 1. If you still buy up to tier 5 to get like the weapon, if they still give out new weapons, and this becomes a weekend event, you could probably quite literally get it done on day 1. I feel like my guild normally gets it done by Wednesday normally, compared to most other events that tend to get done more so by Thursday or so. Sometimes even Tuesday, depending on how things go, if everyone gets their battles in early. But yeah, it feels like the easiest event if you're really coordinated with your guild, with all the rooms and everything. Because it's not really scaled to be good against really high coordination. It's kind of scaled kind of like you're somewhat coordinated, but not extremely coordinated. But if you're extremely coordinated to the point that every single person will do the optimal rooms, this event's probably the easiest week-long event for your guild that there is. Though this will eventually be a weekend event, do be mindful of that. Maybe even next patch. As of next patch, it could even be a weekend event. We'll find out tonight. But there is a possibility that as of next patch, Tower of Doom is a weekend event. That'll only be for 3 days. Which will make sense because it already pretty much is a 3-day event for quite a few guilds. Or at least more of the more endgame guilds. And obviously the amount of points that you need will be scaled down, similar to how Invasions was. So do be mindful of that. Also, if I'm not mistaken, isn't Invasions this weekend? Pretty sure Invasions is this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So we got that again. That'll be our second invasion weekend. Let's see, what do we have here? We got a 3 and we got a 5. Also, I mentioned it earlier, but I didn't really mention it on a bigger stream like this, where we tend to get slightly more viewers. But this Thursday is the 4th anniversary of this channel. We will be streaming almost all day, starting at whenever I wake up and going until forever. We'll probably go till like all the way in like the morning of the following day. And we're going to try to make it about 24 hours. It's probably going to be closer to 20 hours or so. But it'll probably be like the longest we've ever streamed consecutively for the most part. We will be doing multiple different games, though. It's not just going to be Gems of War. Actually, it's going to be like a very wide range of games. We're going to be doing, let's see, Gems of War, Warcraft 3, One Step from Eden, Animal Crossing, probably another Switch game or two, probably Puzzle Quest to some capacity. What else? I'm not sure. But we're going to throw like 1 billion games in. And just make it like a gigantic gaming day for our 4-year anniversary of the channel. And go from there. But yeah, we've been doing this for 4 years now. Quite a while. And we'll have a bunch of Gems of War redeem codes, even if we're not specifically streaming Gems of War during a specific game. Anyways, where were we? We are at this one. So 2 and 4. Did we take the 4 yet? No, we did not. We have taken no rooms. So let's go grab that. We don't need the 2. I do not have any of the Jackboxes. Also, I don't think that would be a YouTube-friendly stream. Because if it's anything like how I've done it with friends, it is the most 18-plus game I could ever try playing. But, especially when they're drunk, gosh. But, yeah, I would not advise doing that on YouTube. Our monetization is already low. We don't need it to be 0. 1 billion games, let's hold them to that. I almost do want to start doing a weekly stream where we stream a random video game every single week. Like something we haven't streamed before. I've been considering it. Especially if I could ever get all my hands on all of my older games from like the GameCube era and the Wii era. like all those. There's quite a few good games on those that we could be doing. Okay, where were we? We're at 9 right now. Oh wait, I already took the only room we needed. I forgot we didn't need the haste. Yeah, it is extremely not safe for work. To the billionth degree. Except for some of the trivia ones. Some of the trivia ones weren't as bad. But I'm horrible at trivia. I absolutely hate trivia games. The type of game I like the most, like for party tie-up games, is any kind of game that is easy to learn, has like a low skill cap, like easy to learn but hard to master. Like things like that are easy for every single player to pick up like pretty much instantly, even if they've never played before. That requires both a combination of skill and luck, so that the same person doesn't win every single time. Luck enough that the same person doesn't win every time, but skill enough that if you're playing to win, you will have a better chance than people who are just playing like just casually. So that combination of games is like my favorite. And I really hate like almost any board game or any game that isn't set up like that, that's set up as like a party game. Just because, I don't know, it just doesn't really work as well for my style. Because if I'm playing a game, I'm playing to win. But then if it's like a kind of game where you're just playing to have fun, like I obviously am playing to have fun too, but it doesn't really fit like the trying to win aspect. And with the luck-based aspects, it makes it so make sure that you don't automatically win every single time. So it just doesn't seem like one person is just steamrolling every other person. So like something that fits within that parameter. Also, one other caveat to like any kind of game like that. I hate games that require outside knowledge to be able to play the game. So any kind of trivia game, any kind of terms game with words, any kind of game even remotely similar to that, where outside knowledge prior to the game is required to play the game, I absolutely hate. Which is actually a lot of Jackbox games. Also, any game where you have to lie, I tend to hate because I'm really bad at lying. Let's see. Which Jackbox also has some games that are like that. Let's see. We'll move that over. We'll grab a that for now, just to cycle the board a little bit. We'll grab a guard. Get a mountain in there. Oh, or not. Or not. We'll just deny it immediately. I'll take that down for now. Oh, come on, please. There we go. Get a bunch of mana accumulation in there. Get a guard down, dead. There we go. What was the other thing we needed? 10. We got a 3 and we got a 5, so we need the 5 right over here. Also, this is about the point where I said this team tends to fall off. And it's slightly falling off. We have enough stats that it's kind of not. But this is generally around the time when this team falls off. Around like the floor 10 area. And in the case of Delves, I think it's around 100 to... around 100 normally. Pretty much the same location. Because they both scale pretty similarly. Because they're both very similar in the battles. Which makes sense. I never did try Slay the Spire. Does it actually have YouTube stream integration? Like, I know quite a few games actually have stream integration, but they have it only for Twitch and they don't have it for YouTube. Because they forget YouTube exists as a streaming platform. Because YouTube is, I don't know, YouTube just doesn't tend to support their own streaming platform as much. There's a lot of problems with Twitch, and those problems I personally feel like are higher than the problems that YouTube has. But I feel like YouTube does very little for their streaming platform. Like, for people that actually do streaming on a regular basis on their platform. Other than the fact that they spam it to every single person that you're subscribed to a billion times over. Whether they want to see it or not. I don't know, I'm trying to think of a game that we could play where other people can join. That would be something really cheap or free. Oh no, what other games are even like that? Stadia came out recently. Is there anything on Stadia? Because anyone can literally get Stadia pretty quickly, I believe. I might need to look into Stadia real quick. Stadia got the free version like a week ago. So there might be things on that that would work pretty well. I'm trying to think if they have any good party games on it, though. Stadia has like 0 games, so it's going to be dead within a year or two because it's Google, so it's going to die. However, there's something really cheap or free there. We might as well see if it would work for a party game. Also, I believe they're doing like 1 or 2 months free for the premium thing. So as long as you cancel, it's well, I think you can still play it without even needing the premium thing. I think the premium thing was just for 4K, 60 FPS or something, which I personally don't really care about, especially since I can't realistically stream at that high of a quality. The highest quality I could possibly stream at is 1080-30, and if I really want to try pushing it, 1080-60. But 1080-30 is generally what I stream at, just because anything higher than that will be extremely laggy, even more so than what already occurs. Let's see. Take that for now. Steam has free remote play, does it? I might need to look into that. So you can play any local co-op game remotely? But can they play that even if they don't own a copy, though? Huh. How do you do that? I'll need to look into that. I'll need to look into that then. When did they implement that? I don't even recall that being an implementation. I'll need to look into it. Steam does have like a billion features. Probably don't even know of most of them. Let's see, 4 and 3. So we'll take this one then bottom left. Trying to think of what games I have on Steam that would be great for co-op, or that we could get. Also, thank you, Cookie. Greatly appreciated. Do we have alignment here? Doesn't look like it. I feel so tempted just to cast it, though. Okay, let's just pass our turn, I guess. We gotta wait. Okay, let's take some brown, get him out and crusher up. Also, it is almost about the time that we switch out of this team. It is noticeably slowing down. To the point that it can't even double cast anymore. When it's not double casting, you know it's time to switch. Whenever your full AoE is no longer, or full split damage is no longer double casting winning. Have I played Darkest Dungeon? Yes, we've played Darkest Dungeon before. I haven't played the new update that I got, though. I've been waiting for Darkest Dungeon 2. I have no clue what happened with Darkest Dungeon 2. But yeah, we have played Darkest Dungeon before. It was pretty fun. But yeah, we've completed like a run or two on it. We haven't done like full completion on the game before, but we have streamed it before. I should send Cookie in honor. Sure, I can go send Cookie in honor. Actually, I could do it right through my own guild. There we go. Thank you for being so helpful. Also, you too, Malin. You're farming like crazy. And Azala. Actually, Azala was the highest this week. There we go. We'll do that for now. Anyways. Okay, let's just go finish out this floor. I should probably switch over to Ketris build, though. So let's do exactly that. However, I do want to save this team, so let me go save that team. Just to mention it during the video, because why not? Another team to mention. We already have it built, might as well mention it. Let's see. Fight. Copy. Okay, let's just mention this as another mid-late range. Actually, slightly higher than mid-range. But, boom. Paste team. I really need to go and rename these. Well, actually, never mind. They're already renamed. Some of them are. Doom mid-high. I'm just going to call it Doom mid-high. Or Doom high early. There we go. I'm just gonna call it Doom high early. High rarity, but early battles. That works. Actually, let me even reorder that above the other one. Oh yeah, we still got our dailies we need to go mess around with. But we'll look up some stuff. Actually, let me go check my Steam library right now. Let me see if I have... Do I even have like any kind of party-like games? Or any games that would work well for that? I don't think we do. Let's just go through our billion games that we have in our library right now. Let's see. 100% Orange Juice. I think I've streamed that like once on Twitch. I'm not sure if I ever did it on YouTube. We might mess around with it. It's the closest game to Mario Party. Imagine if Mario Party became a waifu simulator. And that's basically what 100% Orange Juice is. I haven't played it in like 2 years or 3 years. So it's probably changed a lot to what I'm used to. But it's basically a combat version of Mario Party that is way too anime. But it's the closest thing to Mario Party in all of Steam, unless another game has come out recently. Unfortunately, let's see. Feria, that has multiplayer but doesn't have co-op. Let's see. 200% juice, acceleration, Avenger, Arena. Arena's not even a game anymore. I wish it was. It was actually a pretty fun game, but they ran out of money, the developers of it. A bunch of useless games. Braid is single player only. That game got abandoned by developers. Card City Knights Card City Knights was a really good game. They said they were going to make a multiplayer version, but never did. I really wish they did. They ended up doing like Little Do 1 and 2, and then sold it on Switch for like absolute bank. But they never got around to doing Card City Knights multiplayer game, which would have been a lot of fun. It's a really niche card game that was actually a pretty cool concept. It was done by a really small studio, but they did a really good job on the game. And unfortunately, it didn't really get much support beyond launch. That game could add a lot of potential if it was made into a multiplayer kind of thing. I have Castle Crashers. That could theoretically work. I haven't played that in ages, though. Let's see. A bunch of useless games. Darkest Dungeon. Useless games. What's Detour? Pretty sure that's useless. Divinity Dragon Commander. I'm pretty sure that's single player only. Dota. I haven't played Dota in like, gosh, how many years has it been? I think it's been 3 or 4 years since I played Dota 2. We could theoretically make a 5-player Dota 2 lobby. Not sure if any of you play Dota. I have some friends that still do here and there, but gosh, I haven't played in years. Let's see. Useless games. Gosh, how many useless things do I have? Faria wasn't that bad. I think it's coming on Switch soon too, or already did. I think it came out on Switch a couple weeks ago. I never bothered playing it on Switch though, but they've been updating that. They've been wanting to make that game a lot bigger. Like they're almost trying to make it like a mini version of Hearthstone kind of, but actually good. I don't know. It's just not gaining traction. They spent like so much money. I'm not sure how they're even in the green. I wouldn't be surprised if they're actually in the red. Faria developers, but they keep doing it and doing it and doing it, but they're not getting any traction, which is really weird. Like you'd think they would kind of gotten a little bit more. I think it's because the progression system in the past was kind of weird, I would say. I'm not sure. It's like it's a game that's fun for a little while, but then it like loses a lot of its value. Anyways, trying to think of some games that I have that are good for it. Forest Troll 2 times Gob Truffle with either Doom, Glaive is Best, or Mirage Queen. For what was that for specifically? Yeah, Card City Knights wasn't that bad of a game if you've never tried it before. You could probably find it for like $1 in a bundle at some point. Hollow Knights, we never did stream Hollow Knights, so I'd probably want to do that as its own thing. Gosh, how many useless games do I have? Let's see. The Hail Umbra was a nice little indie platformer. One Step from Eden we're definitely going to be doing. One Way Heroics was actually a roguelike I really liked. Orcs Must Die was actually a pretty fun series. Orcs Must Die 3, I believe, is coming out as a Stadia exclusive early on. Hopefully Stadia still has a decent free version, because I might pick it up, actually, when it launches. I didn't care for the second one as much, but the first one was pretty solid. What else was there? Puzzle Quest 2. We already played through Puzzle Quest and Puzzle Quest 2 completely. RimWorld, I'm not sure if that thing's even released yet. I played it a little bit. I didn't care for it as much. Risk of Rain has co-op, doesn't it? I'm pretty average at that. Slay the Spire we still never played. Strife unfortunately got abandoned, even though it was my favorite MOBA of all times. Even more so than Dota and Dota 2. Unepic was a fun game, but it doesn't... Well, yeah, it doesn't have local co-op, I don't think. So you wouldn't be able to use it for that. And the rest are just like Worm games, which I played a lot when I was younger. Particularly Worms Armageddon, which is arguably the best Worms game ever made. It was made in 1999, and is arguably the best that they ever did. Everything from there was just different variants that were not as good. But I would say Worms Armageddon is by far the best Worms game, even though it came out in 1999. Anyways, let's go do our dailies real quick. Now that I'm done rambling about a bunch of games. We'll go with this. I don't need to make any adjustment. We're already set to armor. I'll throw that down for now. Hey, we got a Glory Gnome too. Nice. Oh yeah, all thing I-20 to 500, yes. You would just run Truffle. You just run Farce Troll into Double Truffle into a Doom Weapon. Or if you don't have a Doom Weapon, you just run like a Cleanse or pretty much whatever you want to run there. Farce Troll into double Gob Truffle into Titan Hero class is enough to already win. That's all you need. Alternatively, you can also go Mirage Queen if you don't want to run Hero, if you feel like you don't have any good hero setup for it. But all you really need is Titan fully traded and you'll be fine. And you can also go for Warden if you have it upgraded a lot. But you can also just go for Mirage Queen fully traded, which is an option some people might consider, because you have a green-blue restriction, if I'm not mistaken, for the event for tomorrow. And if I missed any other questions, feel free to leave it in chat. I'll make sure to go over them all. You have 700 games in your library. I have no clue how many I have. However, like 4/5 of them are probably useless games that I got for like under $1 or less. I haven't done any Steam sales for a while though. I kind of got out of that habit. I don't know. I'll double check Slay Spire. I never even played it yet, so I don't even know what kind of setup it can do for that. It might be Twitch only though, because I know with One Step from Eden, I believe it was set up to only work on Twitch. I don't think there's any way to get it to work on YouTube. Though I haven't actually tried, because it did say specifically Twitch, but it might work on any streaming platform if you put in the key thing into it. I can go check real quick. Because there's like a voting system that you can do in it. There's also a co-op, however, if the other person doesn't know how to play, co-op would be a very bad idea. It would only work if both people know what they're doing. Also, co-op plays a little bit differently than how you would normally play the game, because you share like one mana pool. You also share the same health pool. I just realized I'm doing this battle incorrectly. You should not be using this against it. Not this specific one anyways. It has too much stats. Because it's going to take like 3 hits just to kill it out. There we go. Hello, Curtis! Welcome. Yeah, we could always do like a niche game every single week. I've been considering doing that for ages. I think after our 4-year anniversary, we might actually start doing that. After this very gigantic stream of 1 billion different games that we're doing this Thursday, I think we're going to go and potentially every single week. I'm not sure what day we'd specifically do it on. Thursday's kind of a nice day to actually do it on. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere in the week. The only problem with that is people might be working during the day. However, it's coronavirus right now, so I don't need to worry about that as much. But Thursday is a day that most people would be working like midday, but generally speaking. But I feel like Thursday would be the best day as far as my schedule to actually do a weekly stream of a random game. We'll see. Sunday would be the other good one to do it on. However, I like having days where I can sleep in on Sunday. Unless we did it like during later in the day. Anything good this week? No. Also, that reminds me, I didn't even go and open the Glory Shop. But the troop we got was useless. So let's just go max it real quick. Still haven't done that yet. Need to for the video. I'm not going to go over any teams with it though. It's really useless. But I'll get another copy of it just in case. And obviously, don't forget to buy your Spoils of War. You get 10. It's really great value. You should always buy 10 of these every single week. Used to be able to buy infinite, but it was such good value that they had to limit it. So instead of just completely removing it from the game or rebalancing it, they just simply limited it to only 10 per week. But you should be going for 10 Spoils of week, 10 Spoils of War every single week. It is really good value. You get 10 event keys from it, as well as a few other loots, like treasure maps and stuff, which are good early on in the game and mid-game. However, the most biggest value and the only thing that you really need from it is the event keys. 10 event keys for 1,800 glory is an extremely good conversion rate, and you should be going for it every single week. Pretty much regardless of how much glory you have, it is always worth it. Oh, I keep thinking that's mail. I need to save that for the video just because I want to mention it during the video. Anyways, let me just go upgrade this guy real quick. We get another star on it. How far did we even get on Kazale from that star? I'm not even sure. Find out in a second. Let's go max out this thing. This useless troop. See what its stats look like fully maxed. Pretty sure it's still useless even 100% maxed. And there we go. Okay, what does it look like? It looks like, yeah, it's completely useless. Deal 20 damage to 6 enemies. That's 120 damage. And this is with max stats. That is pretty bad. It even has 10%, so it's realistically actually closer to 18 damage. So yeah, this thing's useless. Don't ever use it. It doesn't have any board control, doesn't have any kind of other follow-up, doesn't even have any kind of stats effect or upscaling in any way. If anything, it has the inverse of it in that it does like half its magic as damage, with some static amount of damage extra. So it does have like a good combination of traits at least, but on him specifically, that's not really that helpful due to his ability being so ridiculously bad. But he does have okay traits. Like his traits definitely aren't bad, but his ability is horrifically bad. So unfortunately, no. Well, let's see. Let's go claim our star from KZL. That brings us to 14 stars. Are we restricted in any way, or is that as high as we can go? Nope, that's as high as we can go. Because I don't even think we have a Brown Doom here. No, we do not. Otherwise, we could have actually upgraded it probably. But, nope. It doesn't have anything else worthwhile. There's better boost ratio things for early game. Ranger has better boost ratio, and a couple other things that boost ratio based on, like, gem things would be better. Lasher in early game, I believe, would have around, what, 12 damage or so? So if you do 12 6 times, I guess that's not too bad. However, there are alternatives in early game that are much better. But, yeah, I wouldn't even advise it in early game. It just doesn't seem worth it compared to using something with a big boost ratio. Because there's a lot of really devastating boost ratios you can get in early game due to the fact that most of them are scaled around mid-game. Like, you know, things that are boost ratioed based on gems at like a 5 times or a 10 times or something like that. There's quite a few troops in the game that have that aspect, a couple of which are actually pretty low rarity. Anyways, other things. We did that. Let's go ahead out code. Then we'll go do clear out dungeons and mess with the rest of Tower of Doom. And actually, we're almost up because at 9:30 we gotta go because Salty is going to be doing the version 4.9 preview stream, and we'll be going over that in the weekly event video as well as tomorrow night. And who knows, by tomorrow night we even might have the patch. There's a possibility tomorrow night will be version 4.9 patch. Has yet to be confirmed. Obviously, it could be later than that, and is most likely going to be later than that. But sometime between tomorrow and 2 weeks and 1 day from now, we are likely to be getting the patch. No official date has been given, but sometime within that time frame is almost guaranteed going to be at a patch, most likely on a Tuesday. However, given coronavirus, it could be a different day, but Tuesday is the most likely day that they do patches for whatever reason. Not sure why. Probably just works because of their schedule, but that's just when they do it. Anyways, so, code. Let me go do that. Code time. Let me go find it real quick. I believe it is the 1 2 below where I'm trying to use right now. However, I did not mark it, so I want to make sure I don't skip any. So just in case, let me make sure I use that one. Boom. Yes, that one's dead. That we already know. This one should also be dead. Boom. And it should be dead, right? And then the next one should work. And I'm just making sure I do this to make sure we don't skip any precious codes, especially since Salty can't make them as easily due to current conditions. Okay, this one looks like it's working because it's loading, and boom, it does work. Okay, there we go. Here you guys go. Here's the redeem code you use on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. That's not what I want. That's YouTube's new studio thingy thing. This is what I want. There you guys go. There's the redeem code. Enjoy, everyone. Use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section, or simply click on that link. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says in the bottom left right over there is what you put in for the redeem code. The invite code is in the bottom left right there, as it quite literally says invite code. Redeem code is in chat, the thing that says UGR and all those random numbers and letters. And it gives the same reward as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and that's not the right one. And this one: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. There you guys go. Enjoy. And apparently we got some guild tasks, which reminds me, I haven't donated gold to the guild today. Well, let me go do that. Let's see. Let's go do purple, because it gives magic. Complete. There we go. That's our gold for the week. There we go. Actually, how many purple scrolls do we have, by the way? Do we have enough to do another Magic Kingdom yet? I feel like we're really close. We got 2 left. We got Darkstone and Blighted Lands are the last 2 magics I need. We'll probably do Blighted Lands next. How much more do we need? Aren't we, like, right on top of it? We are. Oh, we can do it right now! Anyone in my guild, go donate to the purple one. I don't know, maybe I'll save it for the video. But if anyone in my guild still has some gold and hasn't donated yet, or just feel like doing a little bit more, could you do the purple task? I need like 1 more scroll, because I believe... Actually, we might not even need it. Never mind. Hold up. We might be able to craft it right now. Never mind. I can craft it right now. Aha! Hold up. We can get another Magic Kingdom this week. Hold up. It's Darkstone currently is better to upgrade than Blighted Lands. However, I'm doing Blighted Lands for whenever we get a faction for it, since I already did the Pure faction for the other one. Also, hold up. You can also get this thing done. Unlock 3 traits on Dabalist and upgrade... Oh, yeah. The reason I don't have this upgraded is because it requires a maxed Doom of Flame. However, we can get another star on this place if we want to. Maybe even 2 stars. If we get 2 more stars, I might actually do that. And then finally fully trait that useless hero class. But, but anyways, what was I doing? I was going and looking at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We can go for it. +1 magic. We'll do it during the video. Hopefully I don't forget to go mention it. But yeah, if you've been playing free-to-play and you've been playing the entire times that deeds have existed since last October or so, or September actually, because that's when Hurricane was, I recall, because I had to do it in a hotel. I remember having to record that in a hotel. But yeah, if any of you guys grabbed every single purple scroll that was not available for money, you would have exactly enough, if you've been doing it all the way since September, to have enough to get a 3rd upgrade right now, assuming that your guild has also been doing all purple tasks and all the little green deeds. Otherwise, it might still be a little bit longer. But if you've done every single thing that could give you purple between then and now, you would have enough to get your 4th Magic Kingdom upgraded, because Zolcarry counts as 1 too. But this would be the 3rd purple one, the 4th total, because obviously you'd have Zolcarry off of green. But yeah, we're almost there. After that, we just need 29 more for Darkstone. We're technically 28 more, because we're going to get another one from Guild in soon. But yeah, so we already got Silverglade. I think that was the first one I ended up doing. We have Zolcarry because of green. We have Karkaroff. And then we're going to do Blade of Lands. I did these 2 first because both of them have not gotten a faction yet. And then Darkstone I'm doing last because we already did Pure Faction for it. It's the one actually tomorrow, oddly enough. So worth considering doing that if you really wanted to. However, I will be going Blade of Lands, as it will help us more in the long run, given that it'll help with the Pure Faction whenever we get around to that point. However, it hasn't been released yet, but it will be in the next upcoming months. Let's see. What do you recommend? Crafting Skady or Wardbreaker? Oh yeah, I never did look at Soulforge. I'd probably say Wardbreaker is the better option overall. So yeah, I would personally say Wardbreaker. You don't have Undyne, Yasmin's Chosen, Mistralis, Mother of Darkness. What was the other one? Pronchi? What was that one? Phoenicia. I'm pretty sure that was just spelled incorrectly. Shabanu, Anu, or which Anu? There's 2 different Anus. Yali and Guard. Well, it depends what you want a Kingdom upgrade as well, as far as what you're missing for Kingdom upgrades, if you're at the point of doing 10 stars. But as far as which one of those is the absolute strongest, I would say it's kind of between a combination of Wardbreaker or Yali, Guard's Avatar, Shabanu, Phoenicia, and Mistralis. Gosh, I just mentioned like half of them. It depends what you're looking for. Phoenicia is really good at killing low level, like for dungeons and like anything that Rowain can't kill, but Phoenicia can. She's really good for. So things like level 5 Explorer for 2 trophy farming. Things like some really low PvP instances when you're farming 1 trophies. Things like pet battles. Things like dungeons. These kind of areas are not as good for Rowain. Even our daily adventure board, like that one epic battle we had. Rowain, as you saw, did not have enough damage, but I believe Phoenicia may have. But the areas like those, Phoenicia tends to be better than Rowain, though it's very niche when that occurs. And it's a very, very short range of levelage that she's really good against. But yeah, Phoenicia is a pretty good pickup. Shabanu is pretty good for the mana accumulation. I use her occasionally for Guild Wars. Mistralis is probably one of the better, more recent mythics. Aryali's really good if you're building Scorpius build. If you're really looking to go dedicated into farming tokens, it's still the best option for doing that. So overall, if your main goal is tokens, you should probably go Aryali, as it could give you the best value out of any of them. And other than that, I'd pretty much just do it based on which one you need a kingdom upgrade for. If you're looking to get something to 10 stars and one of these will allow you to get to 10 stars, they're probably worth considering. For example, I believe Guard's Avatar is the only mythic for Whitehelm right now, if I'm not mistaken. So that would get you a +1 armor if you really want to. So you can kind of do it based on that. Obviously, you use it occasionally. I feel like I don't use it too often. However, as you saw today, we use it as kind of like an alternative Rowain in a couple teams. It's not normally useful to do so. Rowain is still better. However, there are times when you're restricted to colors such as brown, where it's actually good to use Guard's Avatar since you don't have access to Rowain. And there's a few other color restrictions where you could theoretically get away with it, where you're not able to use Phoenicia or Rowain, and you can actually go with Guard's Avatar and basically use it as those other 2 troops in a very similar fashion like we were just doing for Tower of Doom. Yeah, that's pretty much the verdict on that. It really will have to come down to your own decision for the most part. But yeah, as far as what's craftable this week, I honestly didn't even look at Soulforge yet. Let me see. So, what's available this week? So, Great King, great troop. I personally don't care for it as much, but still good. Wrath, I wouldn't go out of your way for that legend. Skady, pretty useless. Wardbreaker, very situational, tends to be pretty bad though. It has a lot of... biggest issue with it is its really high mana cost of 30. Its ability is great. Its traits are okay. But the biggest issue is it has the second highest mana cost in the game. Yao Guai, great troop. I would actually say it is worth going out of your way to craft this thing if you don't have it yet. If you have 800 diamonds but don't have Yao Guai, it is probably worth crafting him. Doomclaw is useless unless you just need it for Kingdom Upgrade. Kraken used to be good but isn't anymore, and Gogden Good has never been good and is still useless. So as far as verdicts, I would say if you're looking to craft a Mythic, Grey King is the strongest thing you can craft this week. And if you're looking for a Legend, Yao Guai is one of the few Legends that is actually worth crafting. If you don't have it yet, I would highly advise getting it. You probably see me using it a lot with Queen Titania, as Yao Guai Queen Titania is still one of the best builds in the game. And we got a good option the other week with Empower into red. That's even better than what's it called? Than Tapon. So it ends up working out really, really well. So yeah, highly advise getting Yao Guai. As far as weapons, you'd skip on most of them. I don't think there's any meta weapons. All there is War and Peace, which is useless. Stone, which I believe you can even get for free still, if I'm not mistaken. Stone Aegis, which is just a really useless armor buffing weapon. So no need there. It doesn't even have upscaling. And then we have this little thing that is just a Kazale version of the double convert thing, or the double gem creation, which is situationally good. However, I wouldn't really advise it. So overall, weapons are pretty worth skipping this week. I would not really advise crafting anything out of weapons unless you're just getting them for completionist purposes. I would also skip on War and Peace because I believe you get War and Peace for free, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure why it's even in Soulforge. But yeah, these are like the only two. And obviously you get the Doom weapon from spending 500 gems on the Doom event, which I advise doing compared to crafting it, because that's a whole legend worth of diamonds, among a few other resources. That's everything this week in there. Okay, anyways, let me go clear out dungeons, which I still haven't done. We'll just clear it out with, sure, why not, Rowan? Why not? And also, I should probably start going as soon as we finish out dungeons, because I am losing track of time already. Gosh, time flew by quickly today. Talking too much. But, yeah, it's 2 minutes until preview stream, as soon as she's starting on time. Though there's a good chance it'll be a little bit delayed. She's playing on the dev build of the game. And it's the first time she's soloing it, so it's probably a little bit more delayed than it normally will be. But assuming she's starting on time, she'll be starting in 2 minutes. So I need to go finish up these dungeons and then call it a wrap. So any other questions, anyone? But yeah, the link that Simpleman just posted is where the preview stream will be. She'll be going over version 4.9. And I will be going over it tomorrow night, as well as in the weekly event video, which will be up probably tomorrow morning. Because I do want to make sure to include some info from what's happening right now. So I can't just record it right now because, well, for one, I need to listen to the preview stuff, but also because I'm going to incorporate some of the preview stuff into the video for our weekly event video. And who knows, as early as tomorrow night could be the patch. And there we go. And that's dungeons. Let's see, high-level Doom before Salty. We already went over high-level Doom. We'll be doing that more tomorrow night, but this was our high-level Doom. It was, we've ran this before. I'm pretty sure I've ran this exact team before for doing this, but you can go do a battle real quick just to show it. But it's this team right here. What battle do we need? We're at 11. She's probably going to be delayed a little bit, so going a little bit over shouldn't be too big a deal. But yeah, is she up yet? Let me know if she's up, and we'll go and head immediately over to our stream. But I don't think she is up yet, so let me just show high level for this. It's Shaman or Titan if you feel like you're dying too much, combined with double Ketris into Cockatrice. Alt for the 2 Ketris. For this specific team, I don't think there's alt. You'd be better off going Mang and Skull Spam at that point. I don't think this team really has an alt because nothing is really similar to Ketris in that regard. Underneath Brown. Actually, there is one. There's a Brown-Blue troop. I forget his name. There's a Brown-Blue that boost ratios off of stats. And you can use that as an alternative. It's nowhere near as good, but it has the same premise in that it boost ratios based on stats. So you can end up utilizing that and hope that it works. And I think it kind of would. I've used it before for one of these events, and you could definitely use it for this one. I forget his name, but it's a Brown-Blue that boost ratio is the exact same as him. The only issue with it is it only hits 1 target rather than hitting 3. But that's basically what I'd use for the high-level team. As you can see, it's super quick and upscales the entire time, and that's all you have to do. You can also do similar with 1 Ketris and just use another mana accumulator. However, Ketris is required, or not required for this team. The other troop I was talking about was this one. If you want a cheaper option, it's a legend, but it's a legend you probably thought was useless, and it generally is, but it works for this team. Chief Stronghorn. If you don't have Ketris, you could try replacing it with this legend. It's basically Ketris, but it only hits 1 thing, and it has a slightly lower boost ratio. So you can end up doing that, and it ends up working out. Try that team. Oh, what team is that? I can't easily copy-paste it, so I'll go check it after the stream, and we'll go see. But anyways, guys, I need to get going so we don't go into the spoiler stream and end up interfering with it. So I'll catch you guys later as Supplement ends up posting, and I'll go copy it as well just so you guys have it and know the link. But there it is right over there. Go to that link right over there. Salty will be doing a version 4.9 preview stream. She'll also be having probably some redeem codes. But definitely go check it out, as if you want to know what's coming in the next patch, she'll be going over in depth. And obviously we'll be going over in depth on this channel tomorrow, as well as in the event video, at least briefly. What about Gargoyle? Yes, you can do Gargoyle. However, he doesn't upscale. He does not upscale to the higher levels. Well, actually, yes, he does. If you can get an attack gain, he does. So, yeah, if you do it with, like, Earth's Fury or Mang, yeah, I guess you could do double Gargoyle. You can get away with double Gargoyle and do it that way. I don't see why not. But, yeah, you can get away with double Gargoyle. Run, like, a Mountain Crusher to double Gargoyle into, or, sorry, not Mountain Crusher. Like, an Earth's Fury into double Gargoyle into one other option. Like, maybe a Cockatrice for mana accumulation or whatever else you want to put there for mana accumulation. Oh yeah, Supplement. I ended up seeing what you said earlier. The problem is a lot of these are Twitch integrations, and they don't work on YouTube for whatever reason. I'll look into them, though. We have until Thursday to figure it out. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be having a very long stream on Thursday for celebrating our 4-year anniversary of this channel, and we'll have the event video up very soon, with some spoilers in it for next patch, probably tomorrow morning. Or by noon, definitely by tomorrow. Sometime within that time frame. And we'll also be doing Animal Crossing probably around noon tomorrow. Actually, our shop is upgrading, and we'll have more on that later. But also, there's a special event for Earth Day on the 22nd, which is the day before our anniversary, actually, on Wednesday. So we have that. Okay, Salty's live. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. Greatly appreciated for this continued support, and stay safe during the virus. Goodbye, everyone. And go see Salty's stream. She's doing a 4.9 preview.